My Hero Academia, the 10 most mature Class 1A students, ranked. In My Hero Academia, some students from Class 1A are more mature than others. The characters of My Hero Academia are so appealing to fans not only because of their unique powers and original designs but also due to their ever-changing personalities. Characters are hardly ever what they appear to be on the surface, and even if they initially are, they'll likely grow and change a lot throughout the series and become totally different characters by the end. This, of course, holds true for the students of Class 1A as well. While some students, like Tsuyu, start out incredibly mature due to their upbringing, others such as Bakugo have to learn over time how to grow and become a more mature person while on their journey to becoming a true pro-hero. Others seem to lose some of their maturity over time, as shown with how Izuku chooses to handle things after the Paranormal Liberation War. This just shows that the students vary quite a bit in terms of maturity. 10. Kyoka Jiro is intelligent, organized, but often has a bad attitude, lacks self-confidence. Kyoka is one of the quieter members of the class, but when she does speak up, it's often out of annoyance with her fellow classmates, like Kaminari. And while she prefers to come up with strategic plans during battle, she's also quick to lash out aggressively with her earphone jack ability. She also lacks maturity when it comes to how she views herself and has surprisingly low self-confidence. 9. Fumikage Tokoyami is thoughtful, understands his own limits, but is weak regarding his emotional state. Tokoyami is one of the quieter students of the class, though he's able to work well with others and makes for an incredibly dependable teammate. He's also quite humble, understanding his own limits without pushing himself past his own personal breaking point. However, he also falters when it comes to his emotions, which is incredibly dangerous given the emotionally sensitive nature of his quirk. Because he cares so deeply for his teammates and mentors, he can end up feeling enraged, which sends his dark shadow into a frenzy. 8. Izuku Midoriya is strong-willed, kind, but also makes reckless decisions regarding his life following the war. If one were to only look at the first few seasons of the series, Izuku would definitely place a bit higher. However, it's impossible to do so when taking into account how he acts after the Paranormal Liberation War. He doesn't want others around him to be hurt because of him. So he leaps into battle alone with little regard for his own safety. However, this completely disregards how much his friends and others like All Might care about him, and while he's ensuring they aren't hurt physically, he's injuring them emotionally by doing so. 7. Katsuki Bakugo starts out arrogant, blind to change, but later realizes the error of his ways. Bakugo would have placed much lower in terms of maturity if it wasn't for his development later on. Bakugo starts as someone who's unwilling to admit his own faults and lashes out at others when they try to bring them up. In reality, he's always slowly dealing with things internally on his own. And he even ends up apologizing to Izuku for his treatment and helps to keep the villains away from him when he learns of the danger his classmate is in. After All Might confirms the truth about One for All, Bakugo promises to keep it secret and is never shown going back on his word. 6. Mizo Shoji is kind, selfless, and doesn't take others' judgment of his appearance personally. Shoji seems intimidating at first glance, but his appearance is incredibly misleading as he's one of the sweetest, most self-sacrificial characters within the class. He has no problem putting himself in harm's way for others, and he doesn't take it to heart when he's judged unfairly for his appearance. The biggest example of this is back when he's still living in his hometown, as there's still mass prejudice there regarding quirks that transform how a user's body looks. His face once makes a young girl cry. And so he dons his signature mask because he doesn't want to be the reason why anyone's frightened or moved to tears, which is incredibly sweet. 5. Momo Yaoyorozu is a natural leader at the top of her class but is prone to fits of panic and self-doubt. Momo is a highly intelligent and diligent leader who finds it easy to rally others together and has no problems leading large groups of people. She also has no qualms about her outfit being revealing, as she's actually quite innocent, and doesn't view her costume in any sense other than for its practicality when using her quirk. However, though she's typically level-headed, she's also prone to moments of self-doubt where she freezes up or can't follow through on her own plans. 4. Bachiko Uraraka fights for the sake of giving her family a better future and prioritizes heroism over romantic feelings. As noted by others in the show, Uraraka has one of the most mature and realistic reasons for wanting to become a pro-hero. Her family is poor, and she wants to do everything she can to give her family a better life than the one they currently live. She also shows incredible emotional maturity after discovering her own budding romantic feelings for Izuku. While most female shonen leads would confess, Achiko understands just how dedicated Izuku is to his hero work, and decides to keep her feelings to herself to not distract him. She instead channels this energy into looking up to him as an example to follow and does her best to improve herself as well. 3. Tenya Ida is intelligent, driven, and humble, working hard to uphold the name of Ingenium. Ida is a near-model example of what a pro-hero should strive to be. He's intelligent, driven, studious, and has no problem taking the reins and stepping up into a leadership position when it's needed. He also has an amazing role model in his life, his elder brother Ingenium, who's inspired him since he was quite young. The only time when Ida really slips is after Ingenium is rendered unable to work because of Stain, when he lets his desire for revenge blind him. However, thanks to the efforts of Izuku and Shoto, he understands that being carried away by hatred isn't the answer, and he now works tirelessly to uphold his brother's name and legacy. 2. Shoto Todoroki is able to look past his father's mistreatment to learn what it takes to be a pro. When fans are introduced to Todoroki, he still has a lot of emotional growth and healing to do that isn't possible before the intervention of Izuku. He's able to realize that inheriting powers from his father doesn't make him the same person, and he's able to strive to be a hero and reconcile with his mother. Not only that, but he's even able to study under Endeavor, recognizing that although they have their family troubles, he's still a high-ranking pro with valuable lessons to learn from. He even begins to cautiously hope for things to improve between him and his father after Endeavor expresses a desire to make things right, showing he's able to work toward forgiveness, however tough it may be. 1. Tsuyu Azui becomes her family caretaker at a young age and is thus incredibly mature. Out of everyone in Class 1A, Tsuyu Azui is by far the most mature and level-headed. She has a strong sense of right and wrong, can keep her cool in combat, and is noted by Recovery Girl to be able to work excellently with just about anyone. This is mostly due to the fact that she has to take care of 2 younger siblings at a young age herself, with her parents consistently being busy with work. She's able to juggle her home and school responsibilities without feeling weighed down by them or letting them interfere with one another.